almost immediately. So I messaged her and I said, would you like to have a conversation about anything at all? And she said, absolutely. We conversated for about the next 60 hours in a row. Fucking roller coaster of emotions. I'm seeing God and light and everything. I saw it all in a moment. Man. And I told her everything that I hate about my fucking self. So much that I don't even want to admit to me. And I told her about what I've been doing the past few weeks and what I would do if I could. And she told me I was a beautiful person, man, a beautiful soul. You know, and I'm in here waiting to die, laying here with fucking puke and Gatorade bottles. And all I care about is getting my next fix or just being dead. I don't fucking care. That right there, man, it made me start getting up out of bed. And I fucking put some shit together and I went up to be with her in Minnesota. And this is after I found out about my heritage with my great uncle and all that shit. This is 10 years after that. So I go up there, and for the next 3 or 4 years, man, I'm having a real hard time with it, dude. You know, I loved her, but I kept getting this ping that I'm like, yo, she's not real, man. You're fucking just throwing yourself up against a fucking, a bunch of spikes, you know what I mean? Pretty much. 2:12 a.m. right now. Big numbers for me. Anybody that really listens to me or knows me knows this. 2:12. This is about moving through and change and becoming good, more and greater, and also helping other people to heal through what you've had to cope through. It's not about coming to terms with what you've had to learn to live with. You don't need to learn to live with shit. Anyway, so over these years or whatever, I've come up here once, ended up having to go back home to Louisiana one time. And, you know, this is because her fucking relatives all hate me and shit. I didn't know what it was going to be like when I went up there, and we're in this little house that has a bunch of flies and insects in it. It's just fucking disgusting. It's not her family or nothing, but I ended up having to leave, man. Once I left, I was trying to go. She ghosted me the day after my birthday, man. It always happens on my birthday. I was trying to go to fucking rehab to save my own life, man, because I'm on heroin at this point. You know what I'm saying? This is 4 years after my first big awakening stuff, because, you know, I had been seeing all these numbers and stuff, but it didn't get really intense till later on. So, like, I want to go to rehab. They're all good with that, but they're trying to get me to go to rehab in Fargo, North Dakota, and fuck that, dude. I'm not doing that shit. I fucking hate North Dakota. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going back to Minnesota. I want to go to Minneapolis. And then when I got back to Minneapolis, I found out I didn't have the right kind of insurance to go to the place that was trying to take me last time I was in Minneapolis, which is called New Way, where you get housing after you go through their program. And I ended up in a fucking homeless shelter, and I was like all alone there until I remembered my boy Marky from Mille Lacs, the Reds Mille Lacs. Oh, Nietzsche, my Nietzsche man, for real. He told me to come to his house. I haven't talked to this guy in a couple of years. I'm trying to find his mom to see what's up with him, but that's neither here nor there. I'm hoping we touch base soon, though, because I love this guy. He's like my brother, for real. He told me I could come stay with him. But like, when I got there, man, I felt so it was right before COVID was starting to take off, and I had a job with his boyfriend who ended up being a weirdo. No wonder I had weird vibes in that place, but like, I had this job with this little moving company and all this other stuff, but I was still just trying to get through it night by night. I really couldn't sleep. I was terrified of what I was going to have to face, man. And the second night that I was there, I went to go lay down just to try to fucking relax. I don't even think I was going to sleep. I already knew it. And as I'm laying there, and this is a sensation you'll hear me talk about a lot, and it might remind you of something too. I felt somebody gently take what would be sort of like my hands if I had phantom limbs. And I'm starting to move through what feels like space, but what I'm seeing behind my eyelids is just dark. It's black with like little shapes coming up and stuff like that. I can smell flowers. I hear women talking and laughing and shit like this. And we're going through these little things, and I can hear me like, and I'm like, yo, show me what you need me to see. Show me what you need me to see, please. And in these emblazoned letters, man, fire, fucking inferno, I saw spelled out, Revelations 7:4. And at this part of my life, dude, I had nothing to fucking do with the Bible. You know, my aunts and over there were all stuck up, and they were big into their Catholicism shit. You know, they were fucking fiends, though, for real. They're not good people, And I've had nothing but trauma come from the church, so I wasn't really into reading the Bible and shit like that. Revelations had always interested me for some reason, but I did not know this verse off the top of my head. You can go read it yourself. I got up immediately and opened the Bible. Well, actually, I had to look on my phone because there wasn't no Bible in the Indian's house. And it said, I heard the number of those sealed called out in heaven, the 144,000, the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Well, guess what? There's a 13th tribe of Israel too, the tribe of Dan. Where the tribe of Dan ended up? Yeah. might be something that had to do with the person that's talking to you right now, okay? So I went and laid back down again, and I was shown more letters that said Revelations 2:9. Basically, it says, I know thy works, and I know your deeds. You think that you are poor, but you are rich. And I too know the blasphemy of those that say they are my chosen people, but are truly the synagogue of Satan. And Satan means adversary. It doesn't mean some dude with a pitchfork or whatever. We're talking about the Christian God that has done so much damage across the world. It's a real thing. But right now we're talking about 144. 144 hertz together as one note is the note of the source. It literally creates sound, fury, everything, light. 144,000 kilometers per second is the harmonic speed of light, which creates visible light that can be pulled apart into the rainbow. Okay. And then also, if you find like a solar system like our solar system all together, all the planets and all the moons and everything, they make a little tone. They make a pitch, a note. And all together, they make a chord that's like 144.7 hertz. But it's chromatic and it sounds, it's basically that sound that you hear when you're watching a cartoon and you see an angel or something. And it's like, oh, that's 144 hertz. And when you see 144 on the clock, when you're doing something, talking to somebody, whatever it is extremely, extremely sacred and connected to you. To the fucking, below the molecules. 144. That means you're making a connection once you make that connection, you'll realize you've always had that connection and you're always going to have it, even though that's all impossible. We're all impossible, right? And when you see 1144, that means you're setting yourself up to have those moments and to have those connections. And so if, I'm in your fucking DMs, God forbid, and I'm telling you, I fucking, send you a screenshot that has 144 on it, this is what I mean. Again, when you can't sit and watch for these things, but they will come to you. You understand? You have your image, like a three-part image, 3 levels. And you can find this in actually the Apocryphon of John, the secret revelations of John and the Nag Hammadi, which is the Dead Sea Scrolls. John also wrote the Revelations book that is in the Bible. He talks about Jesus himself having a 3-fold image. That is your body and your heart, and then your mind and your soul, and then your spirit on top. So you have your body and your heart is feeling some kind of way. Then your mind and your soul is noticing how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? And trying to that shit out and what it means and everything else and where to go. And your spirit is noticing that all of that is happening. But you can't sit on the first rung and try to look for these synchronicities because you're going to miss them every time. They're just tiny little things that are fucking massive. Till this day, whenever I close my eyes, those words and those letters are still stuck there behind my eyelids. Like, it's been like I'm seeing spots. It started to fade away now, but it's probably going to be there for, I think, maybe another 3 or 4 years. Hint, hint. You have ears to hear and your eyes to see. But don't believe anything you hear and only believe half of what you see. Maybe don't believe anything at all and just see what you see.